Hi, this is my electronic QR puzzle box. And this is a video about how I made it, basically, and how to solve it. Let's start with the solving first, so spoiler alert. Haha! Let's turn it on. As you might have guessed, it's QR based. So here's our first QR code. Pull up the QR code reader and read that. It says, flip me over. So what we do, you flip it over and hold it there for a little bit. Alright, and we get our next one. Alright, that was the easy one. It gets harder as we go. Now we got this one here. It says some weird, like, scrambled text there. You gotta unscramble it and figure out what it is. Turns out it's a magnet. So we gotta find a magnet. And there's actually one in the puzzle. You don't need anything else for that. It's one of these. It's not that one. No magnet in that one. And there it is. Let me stick it right here. I don't remember if I had to press the button, but I think I might have to. I just didn't update that. Oh, there it goes. I guess I don't have to press the button. Alright. Let me scan this next one. And we get this clue here. It says F something 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 by Parliament, or however you say it, maybe it's Parliament. It's a song. If you know what the song is, it's Flashlight. So the idea, you turn on your flashlight, and it so happens there's a flashlight built into the QR reader on mine. So just do that, and just shine it on there. But I have to press a button for it to take it. There we go. Something worth noting is that if the room isn't light enough, it'll say to walk around and get it in the right range before continuing. But I already have it in the right range, so it's good to go. And then here's our next QR code. This one says B something something L something something Gizmo. It's a quote from the movie Gremlins. And as you might have guessed, it's bright light. So this one, if you deduce what bright light is all about, the Gremlins, the Gizmo said bright light when he was like exposed to a bright light or something. So you want to cover it up, make it dark. This is always make it dark too. You can turn out the light in the room or whatever, but oh right, forgot I had to press a button. And it's already full dark. Should be gone in a minute. There we go. And we get our next QR code. This time we have... This is a funny one. It's kind of a meme. System error. Please reset power supply. Well, you might be scared to do it, but basically, you literally turn it off and then back on again. And that solves that part of the puzzle. And we get our next QR code. This one is saying, I'm feeling a little hot. Now this one's really an interesting one. If you kind of guess it, you probably kind of guessed it already. You got to make it cold. So how do you do that? Well, you stick it in the fridge. So once it's in there, it'll start beeping at you to tell you to take it out, but it'll only beep up to a minute. So as to not be too bad if it doesn't disarm itself. So I'm just going to turn off the camera feed, and I'm going to show you that part, the visual. I don't know if I have to press a button first. I think I'll just press one anyway. It doesn't really matter. You won't care if I do or not. There we go. I'm just gonna wait for the beep. Usually takes 30 seconds to a minute. There's the beeping. Goes off as soon as it sees light. Well, it should. That's a little annoying that it didn't. It's kind of late and I don't want to wake anybody up. Oh, there it goes finally. Oh, okay. I think we got it. Let's just double check that. It should have stopped a lot sooner than that. I don't know why it decided to do that. Let me just double check this. Yeah, it did do it successfully, so I'm going to put it back on here. Alright. Camera back on here, and so you can see what we got here. So, we got the new barcode, the new QR code here, and if I just scan that, we have this clue here. 2 buttons, but 6 ways to press and release them. Press the button to continue. So let's do this set. Now if you've seen some other videos, you probably would have known this one. It's pretty easy. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we got 2 again, so like this. 2 again. We got 1, that's this one. Okay, looks like we got 1 again. And we got 5, which is that. 5 again. Alright, and we're solved. And there will be alternate endings in the future. Right now there isn't any, but right now all this gives us is a YouTube link. In fact, all the endings will be YouTube links, but different ones. This one in particular happens to be a custom Rickroll, so I'm not even going to bother playing it right now, but it's a custom Rickroll video. And that's it. Just turn it off, and now we'll discuss how it functions. Basically, there's a lot of electronics to this. I mean, like a lot. There's an Arduino in there. In fact, I have another dead Arduino board just like it that I can show you what it kind of looks like. It's a special one. It's kind of special. It's a Chinese off-brand, but it's got USB-C, and I found that to be kind of neat. And it's got a tilt switch. It's got a read switch. It's got a photo transistor for detecting light. It's got a beeper in there. It's got 2 buttons. It's got a fan to help with the refrigerator part of the puzzle, where like it helps cool the chip quicker that way. And it's got the display, which is just a Creality display from a CR10S. That, well, the knob had broke on it, so I was like, well, the display still works, I can repurpose it, so I put it on there. You could use any graphical display as long as it's at least 48 pixels on both axes. Preferably wider on one than the other. This display board does have a beeper on it, but that's not the beeper I'm using. There's actually one down in there. Yeah, and I think I can get it to work with a micro OLED display from SparkFun. I've done that in the past with the older version that was in a cardboard format. But that version wasn't nearly as fancy as this one with the extra bells and whistles here. Yeah, and this one runs off the same voltage as the previous one to this, but it's just in a smaller form factor. It just uses one of these cheap USB rechargeable 9 volts. Well, they're relatively cheap. I mean, yeah, it just uses one of these rechargeable 9 volts. And they're lithium 9 volts with a little boost circuit or something that makes it give the right voltage. I think it's either a boost or a buck or maybe both, because it stays steady 9 volts all the way through its life cycle until it goes completely dead, and then like recharge it and goes back up to 9 volts again. So yeah. And as far as code goes, it basically has a lot of code to it, but only 4 libraries are used. It's got the U8glib in this case because we're using the graphical LCD, and it's got the EEPROM, the QR code library, and the math library all used. As far as the graphical library, that can be swapped out for the micro OLED, but it'd be a lot of reworking on the code to do it. So that's why I'm going to probably be maintaining 2 copies of the code. Yeah, and I'm still working on the links for the alternate solves. This will be one of them. And I'm not going to tell you what the alternate solutions are, but all I can tell you is that once you get to that last QR code, it'll change if you do certain things to the puzzle. So, that's it. See you on the tube.